Oh, I guess we're live. Fuck it. Alright. Anyways, let's do this. Get some music going. And, prep the rest of this fucking campaign. Yeah, not really. 4 hours? Not gonna happen. Alright, so it's been a hot minute since we logged into, Foundry. We're still in Foundry 10. I've heard that Foundry 11 is already making adjustments for the new Pathfinder reboot or remix or 2.5, whatever the fuck they're calling it. And that's cool, I guess. That's pretty cool. What are we gonna do about it? I don't know. I'm not ready to go to 11. Not even close. So I guess I'll keep prepping on 10 and hope they don't force me over to 11. So, there's been some updates to some mods. I'm just gonna close this, and we're just gonna move on with our lives. All right, let's go ahead and get our prep document opened. So let's see, Outlaws of Alkenstar, GM notes. There we go. So we'll do that guy there, just guy here. Do a quick adjustment there. What's up, Dom? I was worried if I didn't start prepping now, I just wouldn't do the prep, because just not feeling it, man. I'm so tired from today. But it is what it is. Gotta get it done. Alright. So, we have our campaign prep document here. It's got our to-do list of shit we're supposed to do. We got some information here about the newspaper. I think that's going to be important. I wanted to find out what the weather is like in Alkenstar. So, Alkenstar weather. They only mention that there is mana weather, but they don't actually tell me anything else. Ooh, I did find a 30-minute lore video. We obviously can't watch that on stream, because YouTube gets mad and Twitch gets mad when we watch YouTube videos on the thing. But we're going to add that in as well. So we're going to put bonus prep, because that makes it sound fun. Alright, so we'll watch that video later. Let's see. Trying to get all my notes together here. Let's see. Geographic location. Alright, so here is a world anvil that might be able to shed some more light on what's happening in the world. Let's open this up real quick. This looks like they just blatantly stole out of the guide and copy and pasted onto their world anvil. Made it available for everybody. That's cool. Let's see if they got anything about the weather. Magical weather permits. That's it. Shit. Okay. I guess I could just make it up, or just pick a time of the year. This is the last fanspo for your group, huh? And Jay Simpson 514 subscribe with Prime. Man, just fucking heroes left and right today. Alright, here we go. I just got back from a trip yesterday too, Dom. I'm tired, man. Alright. This is allegedly for Red Hand of Doom, which I heard ended like a month ago. So I don't know why we're getting more fanspiration for a game that ended a month ago. There might be a bonus finale, like 5th finale this Saturday, I heard. Maybe. Anyways. Let's see. Weather for Geb. Pathfinder 2E. I don't know why I'm beating around the bush. I should just go... Alright, hold on. Geb has a warm climate. Alright, hold on. I saw the word climate here. Geb's warm climate, combined with moisture-rich winds from the Obari Ocean, creates grasslands well-suited to agriculture. These fields are mainly worked by mindless undead, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it occurred to me watching Deadwood that not every Wild West setting takes place in, I don't know, fucking Arizona or wherever you might think it happened. Like, there's a lot of stuff in California, there's a lot of stuff in, like, Oregon. I mean, everything west of the 13 colonies was the West, right? So, like, there could be any kind of climate at work here. Now, admittedly, Alkenstar is described as being somewhat of a desert situation. So I was thinking like New Mexico, like for the weather. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up the player's guide first, and I'm just gonna search the word climate, see if that pulls up anything. All right, another reason for Alkenstar's relative dearth of spellcasters from its climate: the mana waste are infamous for devastating magical sirocco's that rarely sweep across the desert. So we got another mention of desert here. And warm. Mana storms, blah, blah, blah. The writers, they chickened out about dealing with the mana and all that, but we're not going to. Let's see. Because of those surrounding regions' unique climate, magic warping mana storms. Alright, cool. So I'm just to assume desert and call it a day. Alright. If I can't find it readily, I think that I am entitled at that point to just make up any sort of weather I want for this game. So we're going to go with the weather being based on Arizona. That's what we're going to do. Alright. So let's see. Go here. Go here. Bonsu prep. That's almost as good as bonus prep. There we go. Weather. Chart weather for entire campaign. Use Arizona as a basis. Magic weather. Chart for a whole campaign. Overlay this with magic weather. Chart this for whole campaign. Overlay this with the normal weather. Alright, cool. So that was something that was on my mind. I also have this really amazing idea for a new campaign setting that I wanna work on. I wanna do like a series about this campaign setting that kind of came to me today while I was driving in the car. It's really good, and I think it's going to be really fun. I don't know if I'm going to put in all the work to build it and then not do anything with it like I did to the Five Realms, but we'll see. Do you want the weather to have some kind of mechanical effect? Always, Dom. I always want it to have a mechanical effect. Yeah, of course. Alright. Anyways, we're gonna make it Arizona. Alright. Let's check the other stuff on our to-do list. Make the newspaper template. Every chapter of the story. Could make a newspaper. Add Bob Bobbington and Susan Pineapple. She is a pineapple leshy. It's fantastic. So, need stat blocks. Need token art. Need a name and location within the city. Modify map marker. And I should have a file for modifying the map marker. Let me see. Because I added... Oh, no, I'm just using the native tools. Okay, so... Use native tools. Alright, cool. And... all that seems good. Alright, tokens and art. That's really boring to work on things, so we're not going to worry about that. Purchase and read Guns and Gears. Gonna be honest, I haven't done that yet. I don't know if purchasing it on stream is content or not. Mostly because it is such a trial. It is such a fucking torturous trial to purchase anything from Paizo's store. So, I don't know. I don't know if you want to hear my soft tears in the background as I try to do it. All right. Add the PDF to my shopping cart. It's in my shopping cart. All right, we're making progress. I'm doing this off screen though. All right. Continue. Proceed to checkout. Okay, we're doing it. Sign into your account. Okay. Now there's 3 easy steps. Wink. Look at your shopping cart. Done. Select payment method. All right. All of your payment methods are expired. Oh, that's mean. Yeah, I've had an account with them since like 2012. The store has not changed since 2012. It's the same store. It's fucking terrible. All right, anyways. Okay, okay, continue. All right. Place your order. I'd love to. All right. Digital purchase. Just so you know, you're not purchasing a real book. Okay, that's good. Place your order. Big red button. Makes me feel safe. Feel like I'm launching some nukes when I hit this big red button. Success. Now, the new challenge. Find your purchase and figure out how to fucking download it. Let's see. This is the hardest part, y'all. I cry. All right, let's do this together. Click here to see the download you have for this product. Okay. Where is it? Where's the download I have for the product? It's in your digital assets or on your downloads page. Okay. Okay, there it is. I see it. I just need one file, so just give it to me. Oh, no, I shouldn't be showing off my serial numbers and shit. Oop, gonna have to delete this whole thing. Dang, Pazzo, putting my fucking serial numbers out there? Jeez. Guess you weren't supposed to show your digital downloads. Hey, I'd appreciate it if everybody out there wouldn't, I don't know, steal all my stuff that I just put my fucking codes up for. Nice. Alright. So, then you click on it, and it has to bundle it up, and it has to stamp your name on it, like on every page. And it says that it takes 60 seconds, but sometimes it takes more than 60 seconds. I don't know. It's really dumb. So I just have to let it sit there for a while. And I don't know how long 60 seconds is. I'm going to click it again and see if it worked. Paizo uses cookies. Yeah. I honestly don't know how the company's in business. Are there like 3 super rich Pathfinder nerds that just like donate money to the company to keep it open? I don't understand how it stays open. It's wild. It's wild. Ready. Click again to download. Baby, I'll click it 100 fucking times if I have to. Give me my goddamn book. Alright. So then we get a zip file. And then we have to open the zip file. Then we unzip the zip file. Now we can look at the book. And the book doesn't even have a name. The book just is called PZO 2109. Because that's how human beings label their fucking files. Alright. Okay. Guns underscore and underscore gears underscore Pathfinder 2E. Enter. And then they're like, because you've changed the name, you've invalidated this file. No. That'd be, I wouldn't put it past them, honestly, but. Alright, we're going to move it over to this file. And then I'm going to open it just so that I could say I read it, and then I could check it off my list. How long could it possibly be? 242 pages. Okay. So, we're obviously not going to read this whole book. Let's see. Introduction. Guns, gears, guns, or both. How to use this book. World building and tone. If you have guns, Larionis will not play in your game. If you want to make sure Larionis doesn't play in your game, even if it's a pirate game, make sure you include guns from this book. Excellent. Let's see. Aren't guns more powerful than bows? It's a board game, people. Doesn't fucking matter. Let's see. Ancestries that are in here. We got automaton, which I believe are pretty OP. I allowed one already in my game without reading to see if they're OP, but I'm pretty sure they're OP. Inventor and Gunslinger, which you basically have to have if you're running Alkenstar, so that's already been approved. That's already in there. All this stuff is free on the Nethys site or whatever, so I don't know why I even bought the book other than to be supportive of this company that goes out of its way to not take our money. It's like panda bears. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to trick Paizo into taking your money. You're like, maybe you'd take my money? And Paizo's like, I don't know. What are we going to use money for? I don't know, to keep the company open, to pay the union that got made, buy artwork. I don't know. You can do a lot of things with money. Have you thought about it? Like, I guess. Yeah, that's how it feels buying something from Paizo. I haven't tried to buy anything from them at a convention, but I almost feel like at a convention they would make you do like an obstacle course or answer some trivia questions before they let you purchase anything from their booth so that they could simulate the experience of buying something from their online store. Anyways, let's see. Alchemy's influence on technology. We want to make sure you know that we have alchemy and not artificers. Alchemist, not artificer. Inventor, not artificer. All right. Much like firearms, alchemy is something of an everyman's tool. You don't have to be magical to use it. That's great. Modularity, technology, borders and change, a random cute robot. What about Numeria? The nation of Numeria is known to have technology levels that greatly exceed those of the rest of Golarion. With a crashed spaceship from a distant planet thrust... What the fuck? Okay. Thrust to the middle of the landscape, Numeria has lasers, artificial intelligence, and other technology that transcends steampunk or clockwork influences and approach the realm of science fiction. Numeria and its technology aren't represented in this book, as those themes and mechanics are better reserved for a presentation that can give them the focus that they deserve. Some players might want to play a character from Numeria, however... Perhaps envisioning a Yosoki inventor who didn't have access to technology from the crashed spaceship and instead innovated based on what they saw, using clockworks and steam engines to emulate the functionality, if not the technology level. Is Numeria just like a crossover, like a gateway drug for Starfinder? Kind of sounds like it. I don't know. I guess Worlds of Warcraft did the same thing, right? They had the space goats crash land, and like their buildings are made out of their crashed spaceship fleet or whatever. And then in like that one expansion, you go into the spaceship and you like pilot mechs and stuff. I don't know. I guess that's kind of where we're headed. Everything all at once kind of deal. Let's see. Okay. This guy, his experiment has escaped. Uh-oh. Him freezing it. Oh, this guy froze it. This guy just got a crossbow ready. Okay. Lands of Gears. Clockwork. Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Naturally, well, you could say that on any world if the planet's round. But let's continue. Absalom, the city at the center of the world, naturally has access to engineering techniques from across the world, and its famed Clockwork Cathedral, see page 203, is a center of learning for clockwork technologies. Meanwhile, many inhabitants of the nation of New Thassilon sounds good, which recently returned to the world, after spending centuries displaced in time, as one does, still remember some of First Emperor Xian's secrets regarding clockworks. These people tend to eagerly explore new innovations that were created during their absence from Galarion, blending clockwork knowledge from multiple eras. Mm, mm. In Garoon's mana waste, magic remains unreliable at best. So, the Grand Duchy of Alkenstar, that's us, everybody, founded there, has begun a period of technological innovation, bolstered by the brilliant discoveries of their allies, the dwarves of Dongung Hold, which we actually have details for on page 191. That's important. The continent of Arcadia is rife with inventors and inventions, especially in certain regions where the culture and ruling bodies, blah, 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 blah. All right. Magitechnology. In the continent of Garund, near the border between the pyramid-studded deserts of Osirian and the lush jungles of the Mwangi Expanse, the Uemoto people scavenged rare wonders from the ruins of the Shori Empire, famed for its flying cities that combined air magic with technology. Okay. Keep going. Station technology. Lands beyond. This handsome motherfucker again. Inventor class. I guess I should probably become more familiar with the inventor class, because I'm pretty sure I got one in each of my groups. That's okay. We'll come back later. These guys blow themselves up. Now, the inventor was kind of weird to me, because it's like, it's a gish. It's like a, it's not really a caster, but it kind of is a caster. It's like a, it's not a caster, but it's like a half caster. It's almost like an artificer flavored 5e paladin, if that makes sense. But instead of like strength and charisma, they have strength and intelligence. I think that's the best way to kind of sum them up. They're obviously their own thing, but if you're looking for like a 5e comparison, I would compare the inventor to a paladin actually, because they are a strength character, but they're also an intelligence character, but they also sort of have a smite mechanic. They basically like tune up during like battle. They get like more focused during battle, and they do a lot more damage, but it has to like trigger during battle. It sounds familiar, right? It's very, very like Paladin gets a critical hit and does a smite kind of deal. So that was what they reminded me of when I was reading over them. Because I read over them on Archives of Nethys. I didn't read over them in this nice format or whatever. Alright, keep going. Damn. Okay. Maybe we could like farm all these cuties for tokens. That might be kind of cool. If they're not already included in the adventure. Oh, look at that little boy. He's so fat. Little fat robot. Alright. And let's see. Iconic Barbarian, giving free armpit picture, punching a skeleton in the face. Not sure what that has to do with guns and gears, but I guess they just like had a picture laying around that they needed to use. Alright, so the automatons are bananas. If you thought Warforged and 5e were strong, you have no idea what true power is. These things are freaking crazy. I also like the lore behind them, because the idea is that they're not like intentionally robots. They are like the leftover AI / soul remnants. Like these people like backed themselves up essentially, and then have robot bodies. So they're like really old ancient people like from a previous age, and then they're like just riding around these robot bodies. That of course makes it sound kind of dumb for like a first level character, because like, yes, I'm 800 years old and I've done all these great things, and I have this dope robot body, and I shoot lasers, and I'm also only level 1, by the way. So I hope a goblin doesn't get a critical hit on me, because I'll die forever. So, yeah, they're weird. They're weird. Let's see. They're cool. They look cool as hell, though. Like, they look cool as hell. I love the way the Warforged look. These guys are way cooler than the Warforged. These are like the Michael Bay Warforged. All right, let's keep going. We're making good progress. We already scrolled through 45 pages. All right, so then we got special backgrounds. The discarded duplicate. Well, that sounds cool as hell. Mechanical symbiosis. Also very cool. Saved by clockwork. Damn, these all sound awesome. Tech reliant. And wished alive. Oh my god. Once you were a simple construct or inanimate doll, but due to a deeply felt wish, either yours or another, you came to life, like little Pinocchio. Alright. Should we allow these super rare backgrounds for our players? They apparently are pretty strong, too. Choose 2 ability boost. Blah, blah, blah. Your trained in Arcana skill. Anytime you attempt a skill check for the entity's skill, this is the symbiote. The GM can offer you a +1 circumstance bonus as though the entity were aiding you. If you accept but fail the check, the entity clenches up and you are stunned 1 or stunned 2 on a critical failure. That actually sounds pretty fun. Alright, yeah, well, we could allow these. What page is this? Page 47? 46? Okay. Alright. So we're going to put under here, let players know that guns and gears backgrounds and rare backgrounds could be made available. Alright, cool. Let's see. Let's keep going. Additional feats. Oh, okay. Are there any new feats? Some archetypes allow other feats beyond those with full write-ups. These are typically class feats, such as fighter feats that represent certain things. Blah, blah, blah. Multi-class archetypes. Okay. Gears archetype list. Oh. The Overwatch archetype uses enhanced visual gear to watch the battlefield. The Sterling Dynamo gains powerful uses out of their clockwork prosthetic. That's dope. The Trapsmith expands the Snarecrafter archetype with special options for creating snares with cogwheels and gears, granting a variety of special benefits. The Trick Driver drives a vehicle into battle, crushing opponents who stand in their way. A great choice for a character who wishes to pilot a vehicle and join in fights, whether it's a personal vehicle or one shared with the group. And the Vehicle Mechanic gets the most out of a specific vehicle, granting the vehicle special benefits. This makes a Vehicle Mechanic a natural combination. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Multi-class things for the Inventor. The Overwatch. The Sterling Dynamo. Damn, that looks so cool. The Trapsmith. Oh, what a cute kobold. It's fantastic. The Trick Driver and the Vehicle Mechanic. I don't know how vehicle I want to go with Alkenstar, to be honest. I like the idea of dinosaurs instead of horses. So I kind of want to go in like a Wild West, steampunk, Dinotopia kind of direction. I feel like vehicles might detract from that a little bit. I don't know. I'm sure there's a whole section on vehicles, though. Let's see. Steam-powered wheelchair. Gears and equipment. Illegal monster. Oh, man. Let's see. Nah, intellectual not illegal. They hang out with the Brain Munchers. It's like totally original creation. Okay. Combat gear, gadgets, siege weapons, snares and hazards, Stacian technology, utility gear, vehicles, page 90. We'll just skip to vehicles. Alright. Mobility devices. Wheelchairs. Pretty cool. Vehicles. Automated cycle. What? Just a motorcycle? I mean, cowboys on motorcycles. I mean, that's pretty cool. This is an array of vehicles to use in your game, each of which uses new technology described in this chapter, especially clockwork, steam, and Stacian technology. The full rules for vehicles can be found in the Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide, starting on page 174. That sounds like more homework. Alright, automated cycle. This is a level 1 vehicle for babies. This clockwork cycle provides most of its mobility via cogs and gears, which allow the cycle to move at a reasonable pace without the need for significant pedaling effort. Oh, oh, it's so cute. All right. On the part of the pilot uses a system of pedals and steering to control the speed and direction of the vehicle. The vehicle comes equipped with 2 sidecars. Oh, one on each side of the pilot. Each of the 2 sidecars can hold 1 passenger or 10 bulk. Damn, we've got to allow fucking we gotta have steampunk bicycles. I mean, that's cool. Alright, adaptable paddle boat. That sounds lame. The Clunker Junker. A favorite of Gerblins. The Clunker Junker is essentially an armored cart built out of junk that uses volatile, flammable chemicals, explosives, and alchemical reactions to propel itself bumpily along. While the initial idea is impressive, and the cost of creating one is surprisingly low, these junkers unfortunately have a strong tendency to malfunction. They're always one bad bump away from disaster. Sounds awesome. I guess we'd have to learn how vehicles work, though. I will add that to the bonus prep section. Alright, bonus prep. Learn vehicles? Question mark? Game Mastery, page 147. Gears book, page 90. Alright. That could be pretty fun, TBH. That could be pretty fun. Alright, what else we got here? Clockwork wagon, steam cart. Steam cart looks like a cart with an alchemical cauldron that produces steam. And it moves around with a simple engine. Okay. Oh, the Sand Diver. Scorpion-shaped vehicle that uses alchemical reactions to propel itself. The taillight structure acts as a heat sink and releases alchemical fumes behind the diver as it burrows. Instead of pinchers, it has 2 burrowing mechanisms. That sounds awesome. Snail coach, mobile inn, clockwork borer, speedster. Oh, damn. Speedster is a vehicle 10. It costs 2,900 gold. That's badass. Apparatus of the Octopus. Ambling Surveyor. Titanic Stomper. The Clockwork Castle. Vonthos' Golden Bridge. Alright, all that sounds pretty dope. I'm assuming here that they're supposed to be on, like... Well, there's a gun in the picture this time, so that's fine. Alright, I see that. Alright. Nice. Nice. Guns, characters. Guns, characters. What does that mean? Are these like the iconics or whatever? Okay. So, we got the gunslinger here. Was this the first place the gunslinger was put? Why did the inventor come before so early on in the book? Like, wouldn't both classes just hang out in the same section of the book? It's a little weird. Let's see. It's a lot of cool looking gunslingers here. Alright, character options for the gunslinger, I'm assuming. Are there rare backgrounds for these guys also? Alkenstar Outlaw, Alkenstar Sojourner, Circuit Judge, Sheriff, Press Ganged, Gold Hands Arm Dealer. Rare backgrounds. Otherworldly Mission, Revenant. Oh. Telltale. Oh, sorry, Tall Tale. You've ridden a tornado, lasted a river, mooned a dragon under a full moon, and shot 6 zombies with 1 bullet. Oh, so you're Usopp. Alright. That's cool. You train performance and you get impressive performance feat. Wow. Okay. So, let's see. What page are these backgrounds on? Common backgrounds. Character options. This is page 121. Okay. So, let's see. Gunslinger backgrounds from page 121. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Common backgrounds, blah, blah, blah. Rare backgrounds. Archetypes. Alright, so gun archetypes. The gunslinger. The artillerist archetype. The beast gunner. Wait. The beast gunner forms a mystical bond with a powerful beast gun. What's a beast gun? Gaining spells and magical abilities in the process. What's a beast gun? The bullet dancer. Wow. Oh my god. The demolitionist. Guys, Pathfinder 2 is really fucking cool. I just want everyone to know. Pathfinder 2 is very cool. I'm a little intimidated by it. Just a little bit. But it's very, very cool. The demolitionist archetype. Blow shit up. Fireworks technician. Pistol phenom. Sniping duo. Teams up with a spotter of their choice in order to gain benefits. That's neat. The spell shot class. The unexpected sharpshooter. Okay, that's pretty cool. Beast gunner. The art of creating the weapons most commonly referred to as beast guns. Page 154 if you really need to know what a beast gun is. It's truly ancient, with the first iterations of the weapon created on the continent of Arcadia well over 10,000 years ago. This means that beast guns predate all other forms of firearms crafted in Arcadia. Even the legendary star guns, whose secrets have been lost to the ages. The tradition of designing beast guns has persisted through Arcadia well into the modern era, though it has become increasingly rare, as the proliferation of classic firearms and the prestige associated with star guns has allowed more people access to equivalent destructive power without the intense requirements behind crafting a beast gun. Let's just skip to beast gun. What are we doing? We know what we want. Beast guns. Arcadia's history of gunsmithing goes back centuries, and Arcadia may have very well been the first continent on Golarion in which firearms were developed. While Arcadia's Deadshot lands are famous for their rare and prestigious sky metal guns, patterned after the star guns of old, more common in other regions are beast guns, crafted as part of a long-standing rite. Just tell me what the fucking beast gun is or I'm gonna lose my shit. While they don't look much like ancient star guns and use different kind of magic, beast guns are particularly notable in that, like star guns, they rely on magic rather than black powder. There we go. Beast guns can produce unique effects beyond simply damaging their target. Beast guns aren't loaded with the same ammunition as the guns, but they still do use ammunition rather than shooting magical energy like a star gun. Tell me what it is. This ammunition comes as specially designed rounds, such as miniature tentacles fired from the tentacle gun, or javelin-like spikes fired from the spike gun. Unless otherwise stated, these rounds come in packs of 10, they cost 1 silver piece, and have light bulk. The only weapon in the section that works significantly different is the growth gun, which grows back a gob of its own ammunition once per round, ensuring you always have enough ammunition to fire a shot every round. Monster hunters of all kinds roam Arcadia, slaying beasts and harvesting their body parts to produce new beast guns. What? Both... Is Arcadia like Monster Hunter Land in Pathfinder? This is crazy. Both new examples of established models and brand new types never before seen or imagined. Even after thousands of years, innovators expand on the possibilities of what a beast gun can do. The following pages contain a small example of the many beast guns crafted in Arcadia. Each beast gun is a specific magical item. You can find more information on the ritual used in hunting beasts to create a beast gun on page 130. Wow. Alright. The Breath Blaster. A level 8 or higher item. It's uncommon, evocation magical, held in 2 hands, bulk 2. A Breath Blaster is a +1 striking blunderbuss that commonly is crafted from the trachea of a dragon. Though other creatures with breath weapons or the ability to spit energy are occasionally used, the implementation of the dragon's trachea allows the firearm to unleash a torrent of pure energy in the form of gouts of flame or bolts of electricity. A breath blaster's strikes deal acid, cold, electricity, fire, or poison depending on the dragon type or other creature from which it was made. Though it can otherwise be used like a normal blunderbuss, a breath blaster also can be activated to fire a line of energy in a 30-foot line or 15-foot cone, chosen when it's created and typically corresponding to the shape of the dragon's breath, blah blah blah. In theory, the foundation techniques required to create breath blaster could allow for other types of damage, but such breath blasters would require the trachea from the correct dragon or creature. I get it. God, it's like reading a legal document every time I try to read something. It takes 2 pack-a-mans to activate. Once per minute, you fire the Breath Blaster, dealing 4d6 damage to the appropriate type in the appropriate area. Aw, you can't just, like, shoot it like a normal gun? Oh, you can, right? Because it's a striking blunderbuss. But then, this must be, like, its special ability? That sounds right. You fire the Breath Blaster, dealing 46 damage to the appropriate type in the appropriate area. Breath Blaster, Greater Breath Blaster, crafting requirements. Okay, that's pretty neat. Got a little off track there, but that's fine. Is there anything else we're missing out on? Guns and equipment? I don't think so. Guns, more guns. Should probably become very intimately familiar with how guns and misfiring works if we're going to do this. A pity. Alright. Birth of guns, advent of black powder, Dongun hold, and the formation of industry. Hey, that's us. Before sealing their gates for what they believed would be the final time to defend against a war between archwizards that threatened their very existence. Backstory for the campaign. The dwarves of Dongun Hold made a critical trade with their Coolnet cousins. Coolnet dwarves had obtained several casks of black powder with Vudrani traders and brought it to the hold, using a combination of underground and overland routes to safely navigate the war spreading across the region. Surprisingly, the Coolnet dwarves had no idea their cousin nation would ultimately turn these casks into the foundation for a technological revolution. Knowing that Dongun Hold's access to the surface was being closed with the intent to never reopen, the Coolnet provided the black powder with the intent that it could serve as a food preservative. That would also give the foodstuffs a peppery bite when consumed. The powder's explosive properties were an incidental reality, although not one that went unnoticed by Dongun Hold. Over the following centuries, dwarves of Dongun Hold learned to recreate and then further perfect several of their own recipes for black powder, eventually recreating the stronger, more volatile blend that was kept secret by Tianjie. Their discoveries as they experimented led to better explosives for mining, powerful black powder traps to protect their tunnels, and ultimately their first modern black powder firearms. Dedicated perfectionists who had already survived one war while under constant threat from Darklands factions, Dongun Hold dwarves innovated rapidly, producing pistols and muskets in various forms and configurations, and soon creating entire elite military units with long gun-wielding snipers and armored vanguards with blunderbusses. The forges and processes for arming the soldiers of Dongun Hold would later expand dramatically when a human wanderer by the name of Ansel Alkenstar sought and received audience with the High King Anong Aranak of Dongun Hold, spurring yet another leap forward in the development of firearms. As Dongun Hold's surface-facing gates opened for the first time in millennia, and the Duchy of Alkenstar was established, human ingenuity met with dwarven craftsmanship for the first time in history. of firearms and black powder on Golarion. The result was an explosive period of history and discovery and growth in firearms technology. This period bred innovations like the crank handle pepper box and threaded breech for quickly reloading arquebuses, making firearms both more accessible and more practical for use as personal defense weapons. The arquebus, in particular, became perhaps one of the most favored weapons for both military and personal use against the enormous monstrosities that haunt the Mana Waste. The unique arquebus refers to the hooked mechanism usually attached to the underside of the weapon and used to mount them on defensive fortifications as a means of mitigating their enormous kickback. And they do have quite a kickback on them, but they do a lot of damage on a critical hit. Wow. Okay. Today, firearms are still relatively uncommon. In Alkenstar, most firearms are crafted with flintlock firing mechanisms and folding breech. Okay. Hold on. Firearms. What is folding breech? A breech loader is a firearm in which the user loads the ammunition cartridge or shell via the rear breech end of its barrel, as opposed to a muzzle loader, which loads ammunition via the front. Okay, alright, yeah, that makes sense. So, the muzzle is the mouth of the gun, and the breech is the butthole of the gun. Now we know. These guns get their buttholes loaded up. Anyways, Alkenstar also hosts a thriving industry of smiths who focus on creativity on singular elements of firearms, such as specialized firing mechanisms, scopes, scientific, and magical alike. In Dangun Hold, the steady and methodical process of iteration and refinement continues, spurred on by determination not to be shown up by their human neighbors in Alkenstar, and to retain their reputation as the preeminent gunsmiths on Golarion. The scatterguns produced in Dangun Hold are some of the most powerful and sought-after firearms in the inner seas. Many humans pretend that they were raised by dwarves just to gain access to the dwarves' racial feat that gives them better guns. Sorry, humans, it's true. Cultural appropriation as a feat. Hashtag problematic. Anyways, let's see. System built directly into the weapon to eject firing trays. Man, whoever wrote this book was real horny for guns. And that was a good choice, because they wrote a 250-page book about guns, so I'm glad they were very horny about guns. Let's see. Many dwarves of Dangun Hold have gone so far as to retire the signatory clan daggers of their extended family units, replacing them with clan pistols to showcase the family's gunsmithing skills. The most proud and unyielding families might even refuse to acknowledge that a child has reached adulthood until they craft their own clan pistol, designed in accordance with the family's exacting standards. Oh my goodness. Alright. Revolvers and World War I era weapons. I don't think we're there yet in Alkenstar. Black powder preservatives? On both Golarion and Earth, black powder contains elements that can help preserve and even season food. On Earth in the early 1800s, Napoleon Bonaparte is said to have used gunpowder to season and preserve horse meat to feed his wounded troops when supplies were particularly low after a major battle. On Golarion, this same technique has been used for years by the Kasmar and Vudrani traders when storms and other events threatened to spoil rations or even cause the black powder itself to go to waste. Today, the demand for black powder across the inner sea is high enough, and the availability of black powder from Tianji low enough, that the practice is largely discontinued. Preserving or seasoning your rations with black powder would be akin to salting a steak with gold. Fair point. Classic firearms. Alright. Ammunition. Firearms require ammunition consisting of a projectile and black powder. A round of ammo can vary in composition, but it is typically either a prepackaged paper cartridge, including wadding, bullets, and black powder, or loose shot packed in manually. Some weapons, like hand cannons and blunderbusses, can fire other materials, but their ammunition has the same price due to the cost of the black powder. Because making rounds of firearm ammunition requires creating black powder, you need alchemical crafting skill feat to make them. That's good to know. Firearm rounds are a valid option for magical ammunition. Just like arrows and bolts, crafting magical ammunition requires you to be able to craft both alchemical and magical items. Weapon traits. These weapons include the following traits in addition to others described in the core rulebook. Capacity. Weapons that have the capacity trait typically have multiple barrels or chambers capable of containing a round of ammunition. Capacity is always accompanied by a number indicating the number of barrels or chambers. After a capacity weapon is fired, you can select the next loaded barrel or chamber as an interact action that doesn't require a free hand. This kind of stuff is very important for Pathfinder. Each barrel or chamber that can be reloaded after it's fired as a separate interact action. Good to know. Concealable. This weapon is designed to be inconspicuous or easily concealed. You get a +2 circumstance bonus to stealth checks and DCs to hide or conceal a weapon with this trait. Concussive. These weapons smash as much as puncture. When determining a creature's resistance or immunity to damage from this weapon, use the weaker of the target's resistance or immunity to piercing or bludgeoning. For example, if the creature were immune to piercing and it had no resistance or immunity to bludgeoning, it would take full damage from a concussive weapon. That's fucking good. Resistance or immunity to all physical damage or all damage applies as normal. Double barrel. This weapon has 2 barrels that are each loaded separately. You can fire both barrels of a double barrel weapon in a single strike to increase the size of the weapon damage die by 1 step. That's not great. If the weapon has the fatal trait, this increases the size of the fatal die by 1 step as well. That's actually pretty good then. Fatal aim. It's possible to hold the stock of this weapon under one arm so you can fire it with a single hand as long as the other hand isn't holding a weapon shield or anything else that you would need to move and position to ensure the weapon doesn't slip out from under your arm. However, if you use both hands, the weapon can make fatal attacks. When you wield the weapon in 2 hands, it gains the fatal trait with the listed damage die. Holding the weapon under arm stably enough to fire is significantly more complicated than just releasing one hand from the weapon, so to switch between the 2 grips, you must do so with an interact action rather than releasing or as part of reloading. Good God. Alright, hold on. Pathfinder 2E Fatal Trait. The fatal trait includes a dice size. On a critical hit, the weapon's damage die increases to that die instead of the normal die size, and the weapon adds 1 additional damage die of the listed. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I feel like a lot of things are going to die in this campaign. Guns are crazy. Holy shit. Alright. I feel like it's going to be, like, super fun for, like, the players just constantly, like, just killing everything with these insane gun critical hits. And then, like, the one time that a bad guy with a gun gets a critical hit, we're all just going to be like, I don't know what to do. He just took 90 points of damage. I guess he's dead. I don't know. Alright, kickback. A kickback weapon is extra powerful and difficult to use. Kickback weapon deals 1 additional damage with all attacks. Meh. Firing a kickback weapon gives you a -2 penalty to the attack roll. Ugh. Characters with 14 or more strength ignore this penalty. Attaching a kickback weapon to stabilizers can lower or negate this penalty. Modular. This weapon has multiple configurations that you can switch between using the interact action, like a switch axe. Typically, switching between configurations of a modular weapon allows it to deal different types of damage, though it's possible for it to do other things as well. Yeah, for sure. Backup characters, not a bad idea. Repeating weapons can't be loaded with individual bolts or bullets like other crossbows and firearms can. Hashtag not like other firearms. Instead, they require a magazine to read and rely. No, magazine specialized ammunition can be loaded into a special slot, but not the butthole slot. That's different. Once the magazine is in place, the ammunition is automatically loaded each time the weapon is cocked to fire, reducing its reload to the value in its reload entry, typically 0. When the You just throw a table in here? I gotta... Oh my god. Alright. When the ammunition runs out, a new magazine must be loaded, which requires a free end and 3 interact actions to remove the old magazine, retrieve the new magazine, and slot the new magazine in place. As with other types of reloading that take multiple actions, these actions don't need to be consecutive. Scatter. This weapon fires a cluster of pellets in a wide spray. Scatter always has an area listed with it indicating the radius of the spray. On a hit, the primary target of an attack with scatter takes the listed damage, and the target and all other creatures within the listed radius around it take 1 splash damage per weapon die. If you are a critical specialist at firearms, you get the following critical specialization effect. The target must succeed at a fort save against your class DC or be stunned 1. That's pretty good. Weapons description. I don't feel like reading all this shit. Misfires. Firearms that are improperly maintained or subjected to unusual strain can misfire. So there's not constant misfire. That's good. If you attempt to fire a firearm that was fired the previous day or earlier and hasn't been cleaned since then, roll a DC 5 flat check before making your attack roll. If you failed this misfire check, the weapon misfires or jams. The attack is automatic critical failure, which has no real gameplay effect, and you must use an interact action to clear the jam before you can reload the weapon and fire again. Once you have spent at least an hour cleaning the weapon, you don't need to roll for misfire until the next day, unless an effect says otherwise. You can clean multiple firearms during this hour, up to a reasonable limit as determined by your GM, typically no more than 5. Huh. So everyone needs to spend an hour a day cleaning their guns. That's good to know. Some abilities cause a weapon to misfire as part of their effects. If such a misfire happens as a result of an attack, due to the action that caused the misfire, it retroactively makes an weapon. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's add that to our notes real quick. That would be under player stuff. Guns require 1 hour of cleaning and maintenance each day, or misfire time. You can do 5 guns per hour on average. Alright. Let's see what else we got. We already got beast guns. We got very excited about that. Cobbled firearms. Additional traits. Cobbled. This firearm is cobbled together and is likely to misfire. No matter how well you upkeep it, it will always have a chance to misfire. Oh, you gotta have a special tool also. Shit. Why didn't it mention that? You need a special toolkit for cleaning and maintaining guns. To craft ammo, you must have alchemy crafting feat. Alright. Cool. Let's see, what else is in here? Combo weapons. Switch axe. Rare and unique magical firearms. Integrated firearms. Oh my god. You just become Steampunk Mega Man. An integrated firearm replaces a creature's forelimb. Nice. Gun arm. Gatsu. Like this guy. He's got integrated. It's not as cool on a robot. I mean, obviously a robot's gonna have a... whatever. Let's see. Other rare and magical guns. Pistol of Wonder? Tell me more. The Pistol of Wonder is a level 13 rare item. It's a +2 greater striking flintlock pistol. And you roll a D100 whenever you use it, and it does something silly. Aww. Then we got special ammo. Awakened ammo. How dare you? What does it do? These bullets are formed from liquefied high-grade precious metal and enchanted to unlock the metal's true potential. Oh, they're not really awakened. I thought they were like the bullets from like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But okay, that's not the case. Let's see. Feather token ammunition. Black powder siege weapons. Okay. Cannons. What do the cannons do in Pathfinder that's different than the ones we've been using in D&D? They cost 900 gold, which is quite a bit of money in Pathfinder 2. They are a level 8 item, so you're unlikely to get them early game. And let's see. They got 80 hit points with a threshold of 40. They have to be pulled or pushed. They're heavy as hell. It's only 15 feet. Aim, 100-foot distance. Minimum distance 50. 3 Pac-Mans to aim. 2 to load. 1 to fire. Range increment 200. 6d12 bludgeoning. Single target. Bludgeoning, huh? Yeah, I guess a cannonball bludgeons you. That makes sense. Alright, what else we got? Mortar. Ooh, Alkenstar cannon. Level 15 item. Named for Ansel Alkenstar, this bronze cannon is one of the largest pieces of mobile artillery ever deployed. Though its immense weight limits just how mobile it actually is, the barrel of an Alkenstar cannon is nearly 3 feet in diameter, making it impractical to manufacture and handle cannonballs of sufficient size. Instead, Alkenstar cannons spray buckshot in a similar way to blunderbusses, firing large barrels that break apart mid-flight and release a rain of scattershot over a massive area. That's dope. The slow movement and short range make this siege weapon fit fewer situations than most, but when used effectively, such as to stop the charging mana-waste kaijus against the walls of Alkenstar, the results are devastating. Nice. Naval tools. Need that for something else. Let's see. Tools and accessories. Here we go. Earplugs. Firearm cleaning kits. Cost 1 silver piece. And it is light, but requires 2 hands. Yoink. There we go. Add that to our notes real quick. All right. Cool. Oh, let me check some messages and update the music. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I want some music. Where's the music at? Oh no, that's gonna put me to sleep. Let's see. All right. Cool. So, what else do we have on our to-do list? I think we're done with this book, for the most part. Customizations. Obviously, people are gonna be interested in that, but we got bigger fish to fry for now. Let's see. They got air pistols on there. That's kind of rad. Special tripods. Rotating gear. What is the rotating gear? Do they think the world is a rotating gear? Maybe. Realms of Innovation. Alright, so we get even more information about Dongun Hold and Alkenstar, which I do feel that we should be as educated as possible for this shit. So let's go. Dongun Hold and Alkenstar. When you appeared on our doorstep, Ansel Alkenstar, many insisted I would bring doom to us by granting you an audience. Instead, you became one of my dearest friends and a lifelong ally of our people. An alliance that has only grown stronger since your death, as the city that bears your name has become inextricably bound to us through blood and battle. You knew what would happen, didn't you? You were barely more than a vagabond who'd worn holes through the soles of your shoes, but your plans for the future inspired me right from the beginning. You always saw friends and opportunities with a keen eye enough to put any sniper to shame. You saw a future no one else could see and left it to me to safeguard while you set out on your next grand adventure. How I miss and envy you. There are still dwarves who say we should never have allied with you, greybeards who respond to any evidence of the good the Alliance has done us with doubtful nods and dire warnings to give it time. Fools, I say. I have watched 4 generations of humanity grow from children into adults of great renown and unimpeachable character. And in that time I have seen no more villains or criminals spring from their ranks than from our own. The world you helped create is stronger than the one I inherited. Your children break bread and sing songs with our own. If Geb and Nex should dare to bring their war to our doorstep once more, humans and dwarves shall stand united, wielding weapons that can defend us from any threat. If only you were alive to see what we have wrought, my friend. From the Journal of Anong Arumak, High King of Dongun Hold. Aw, that was really sweet. Kind of teared up a little bit there. Dongun Hold. Caught between the warring armies of Geb and Nex, who we learned about last week, for over a millennium, the dwarves of Dongun Hold endured as their lands became the twisted mana waste, and the surface they'd fought to find became unlivable. Determined to chart their own course, not as victims or survivors, but as defiant curators of their own destinies, the dwarves of Dongun Hold bid their Kulanet kin farewell, destroyed the entrance to Dongun Hold, and retreated below ground. This could have been their end, for without home or purpose many dwarves found themselves without hope, but the discovery of a strange black powder changed the course of their lives. This volatile curiosity became a balm for despair and provided hope for their future. With every spark explosion and bullet impact, dwarves of Dongun Hold crept closer to perfecting new weapons they hoped would ensure their survival against enemies they'd neither forgotten nor forgiven. After 4 millennia, that's 4,000 years, the dwarves have reclaimed Dongun Hold and allied with Alkenstar. When the nations of Geb and Nex next wage war, I would have led with Nex on that one. The dwarves will be ready. Let's see. They do not intend to lose the hold again. So I don't know if they lost the hold the first time, but maybe. I guess they kind of did. In the distant past, when nomadic dwarves completed their quest for sky and spread across Scolarian's surface, they constructed 10 massive fortresses called Sky Citadels, which became bastions of dwarven culture, craft, and commerce. While most dwarves engaged in an endless war against their long-standing orc enemies, the dwarves of the Dongun Hold Sky Citadel faced a different threat, a wizard war. As the rival nations of Geb and Nex battled, Dongun Hold became caught in the crossfire. Their once beautiful lands became a magically blasted wasteland where magic remained unstable, the dead walked, and life mutated. As the battle lines shifted, dwarven lands passed back and forth between the warring human nations. In 572 AR, the dwarves of Dongun Hold... Oh, we gotta check our calendar. Are we on 572? Don't log me out, bro. I'm still here. Oh, no, we're like 4,710. Jesus Christ. Okay. In 572 AR, the dwarves of Dongun Hold admitted their way of life was unsustainable, too stubborn to cede their holdings to the petty warring humans who had spoiled their lands. They bid farewell to their dwarven kin, the Kulanet, traded news and gifts with them one last time, then retreated underground, collapsing the entrance to Dongun Hold behind them. In time, the dwarves settled deep below in the Darklands in a magic dead cavern complex in Sekamina, where they isolated themselves from the surface above. Listen, I like lore as much as the next guy, but the book wouldn't be 242 pages if they didn't keep repeating the same shit over and over again. We know about the Kulabex, the Kuladet dwarves. We know about the Black Powder. This is like the 8th time we've talked about the Black Powder. Just tell me what the fuck happened. Is this how history books are actually like set up and written? I don't really read history, but this is like it's like a lot of words to tell like very basic information that could have just been a bulleted list, if I'm being honest. Experimentation in exile. Among the final goods, oh my god. Strange black powder from Magic China. It was traded to them. Oh my god. Driven to worry over the bickering wizards above ground, dwarves work to create weapons. I know these people get paid by the word, but come on, guys. Driven by worry over the bickering wizards above ground, blah blah blah. Constructs, fiends, undead, mutants of the waste, with fervent prayers to Torag and Angrad, the dwarves, gods of creation and war, the smiths of Dungan Hold, challenged the boundaries of invention. Okay. They made black powder. They made it stronger. Oh my god, you've already told us all this. Although the new black powder weapons proved powerful, the creation and use wasn't without incident or detractors, dwarven smiths and warriors lost fingies, oh no, hands, limbs, and lives to explosions and misfires, leading many dwarves to question the value of the weapons. Living in a remote corner of the Darklands forced the dwarves to rely on themselves for healing and recovery from these accidents, which strained resources that otherwise could have been used to keep society safe from the dangers of Sekamina that posed a constant threat. In addition to black powder weapons, the dwarven smiths of Dongun Hold pursued advancements in the ancient art of crafting prosthesis and mobility devices. Okay, that's a cool way to kind of get that in there. Okay. Which enabled warriors and smiths to return to the forge and field of battle, effective, reliable, and designed for comfort. Dwarven prostheses have evolved over time into works of exquisite craftsmanship and ingenuity, even richly decorated and highly prized, even in countries with their own traditions of producing such devices. Over thousands of years, the dwarves push the boundaries. They keep inventing stuff. Breech-loaded, which is the butthole of the gun. Many varieties of guns, flintlocks, blah, blah, blah. Jesus Christ. Alright, return to Dongun Hold. After generations of isolation, a human refugee named Ansel Alkenstar, who we've heard about 100 times now, High King Anong Arunak met with him, as we heard above. Shortly thereafter, the dwarves returned to the surface, restored their fallen sky citadel, and finally returned home to the ancient stone-carved halls of Dongun Hold. While the dwarves rebuilt, Ansel united the other refugees and clans of the Mana Waste and established a settlement just outside of Dongun Hold, naming it the Grand Duchy of Alkenstar, because everybody in Pathfinder names things after themselves. In spite of the xenophobia of her people, she's a king, but she's a girl, because the king is just the title. That's cool. In spite of the xenophobia of her people, High King Arunak allied with Alkenstar, protecting the fledgling settlers with dwarven sharpshooters and gunslingers. Over the centuries, Alkenstar has grown drastically in size. The innovators of Alkenstar's massive gunworks manufacture dwarven firearms and explosives, tithing a portion of the profits to Dongun Hold's coffers. In times of trouble, the dwarven sharpshooters still fight to defend the city alongside their Alkenstar neighbors. Throughout the Mana Waste, High King Arunak and the dwarves of Dongun Hold continue to be lauded as brave heroes. That sounds like they did a really good job of negotiating all that. Despite their sudden prosperity, the dwarves struggle to find their place in a much-changed world. They present a united front to outsiders, but behind closed doors there is division. The majority of dwarves trust the judgment of their High King and celebrate their return to the Hold, taking great pride in their position as respected defenders of the Hold and Alkenstar. Despite a century of close contact with Alkenstar, some individual dwarves remain accustomed to seclusion, and tales of the human war that drove their ancestors from the Hold in the first place are close in memory. Among these traditionalist dwarves, extending trust and friendship with their neighbors is a challenge which they remain uncomfortable. Within the halls of Dongung Hold, three major factions vie for the support of High King Aranak and the Dwarven people. The traditionalist Keepers of the Skyflame, sounds dope, the Mercantile Gold Hand Lodge, another great name, and the inventive Sparkforge Collective, all three 5-star names. The Keeper of the Skyflame are dwarven traditionalists who have long lobbied against the use of black powder and the inventions it has spawned. They want to go back to using magic. Well, you live in a wild magic zone, Grandpa, so you fucking can't. How hard is that to understand? At odds with the Sparkforge Collective, the Keepers of the Skyflame lost respect for High King Anarok long ago when she chose to invest heavily in firearms, tripling the resources and smiths devoted to their production, and converting many traditional combat battalions into firearm and demolition squads. Oh, you know, just surviving. No big deal. Although the Keepers of the Skyflame dislike the use of firearms, they don't deny their power, and they fear them. And they fear them falling into unworthy hands. As their pleas and warnings have continually been ignored, some amongst the Keepers of the Skyflame turn to extreme measures to preserve the future of Dongung Hold. Rumor mongers spread seeds of doubt. Ooh, I wonder if a member of the Keepers of the Skyflame is going to be in this adventure and is going to be working against the best interest of those people. Oh, that could be interesting. Okay, let's see. Whatever the methods that these desperate dwarves utilize, they strive to keep their actions a secret, often blaming and occasionally hiring outsiders to do the dirty work for them. Oh, that would be, what a nice twist that would be. That'd be really neat. Although High King Aranak has tried to maintain peace between the different factions, as tensions rise, she'll eventually have to make a stand on these major ideological issues. Knowing the High King's opinion of their order, the Keepers of the Skyflame prepare for her public condemnation, which they hope to use to turn the Dwarven populace against her and spur a civil war. Oh man, that's exciting. Alright, the Gold Hand Lodge. These dudes just want money. They wish everyone would stop fighting so they could just make a lot of money. Money, guns, gun running, arms dealing, money, money, money. Look for people who are talented, patent ideas, money, money, money. Well, they got their shit figured out. Alright, Sparkforge Collective. From humble beginnings, the Sparkforge Collective rose to become one of the most influential and controversial organizations in Dongung Hold. Originally a gathering of 6 dwarven crafters that experimented with black powder, the Sparkforge Collective now consists of hundreds of inventors and gunsmiths, nearly 1,000 sharpshooters, gunslingers, and demolitionists, and countless dwarven citizens who just love guns. Regardless of the roller station, members of the Sparkforge Collective believe the future of Dongung Hold. I mean, they got gun in the name, guys. And the survival of his people lies in the use of black powder. The collective founding members discovered how to create, utilize, and weaponize black powder, creating explosive firearms and other tools. In generations since its founding, it has grown big. We like guns, embracing these goals, guns, guns, guns. Minor group of eccentric outsiders, now they're in charge. Skyforge, Skyflame. Yeah, Skyflame, not happy about it. Let's see. Oh, man. Dang. Let's see. Alright. The practical and stoic warriors that test devices, tools, and weapons have a steady hand and extreme focus, but the inventors look like they've blown themselves up several times. Sparkforge Collective has long been opposed by the Keepers of the Skyflame. Damn. Alright, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, that's true. I mean, the Gungan are kind of cool. Anyways. Black powder innovators. The advent of black powder technology drastically changed life in the mana waste for dwarves of Dongung Hold and their Alkenstar neighbors. Although many alchemists, inventors, and smiths have contributed to the evolution and advancement of black powder weaponry, the contribution of 6 dwarves rises above all others. These 6 dwarves just like the 6 bullets in a gun, were the founding members of the Sparkforge Collective, the very first to harness black powder. You know, the ones they got from their cousins, and the cousins got it from the traders. You know that story that we've heard 9 times now? That fucking story? Yeah, that's what happened. Anyways, if you want to know who these dwarves are, they're right here. That's great. Preparations for war. Despite their differences, dwarves at Dungan Hold have never forgotten the source of their troubles. It's Geb and Nex, those spoiled assholes that ruined everything. So everybody agrees that those guys suck. Dwarves who dwell on the surface keep a watchful eye out for trouble, keep their ears open for rumors, both in Alkenstar and further afield in Geb and Nex. Most work to keep the citizens of Alkenstar on their side and in fighting form, as Alkenstar remains a convenient first line of defense, hey, between Dungan Hold and the neighboring wizard nations. Other dwarves stay in close contact with their Kulanet kin, arming them in secret to prepare for the possibility of an undead invasion of the Kulanet's underground highway. Warriors train and invent new combat styles relentlessly, like gun fu, gun kata, throwing guns at people, eating guns and pooping them back out, all that stuff. Smiths of all kinds embrace Torag, who I thought was a bad guy, but is apparently a good guy in Pathfinder, and Angrad as the gods of creation and warfare, seeking their blessings as they develop new arms and armor. Dwarven gunsmiths invent, advance, and push boundaries. Dungan dwarves are wary of spellcasters and the undead, regardless of origin, and foreigners are rarely invited into the halls of the hold, but will probably be invited in this adventure. Many dwarves decorate their hair, beard, and armor with miniature sensors, embers, or tinder twigs, objects useful for rapidly creating sparks and flames. And they style their hair with non-flammable cream, smart move, while lathering their skin with flame-repellent ointment and lotions. The most cautious dwarves urge High King Anorak to reopen the Darklands and retreat. Oh, wow. No. To reopen the Darklands retreat they once called home, while priests reinforce old protections and masons fortify battlements, caverns, and other defenses. Whew. This is a lot of history, guys. Though Golarion has no shortage of fantastical cities and locales, few are as unique as the Grand Duchy of motherfucking Alkenstar, where this goddamn adventure takes place. Cradled in the blasted heart of the Mana Waste, the source of nearly all firearms in the Inner Sea might seem to be no more than a large walled town to the casual observer. However, the unreliability of magic, upon which most other societies depend, has bred a level of innovation that would not be possible elsewhere. In this young, isolated nation, science and technology are a necessity, with human innovation joining dwarven engineering to achieve all sorts of marvelous technological advances at breakneck speed. Founded by the refugee Ansel Alkenstar, did you know that he was the founder? Turns out he is. After he fled arrest in Nex, the nation has risen to prosperity by serving as a trade link between the crafters of Dungan Hold and the wider world. With little arable land to grow its own crops, Alkenstar relies on specialized exports of iced wine to Geb and weapons and armaments forged by skilled artisans to the rest of the Inner Sea to keep its citizens fed. The duchy never forgets the debt it owes to the Dwarven fortress. In fact, they have to tithe to them, which is kind of wild. Such as the development of black powder and firearms, and the repeated assistance of the Sky Citadel protecting them. Still, even the Smiths of Dungan Hold find themselves surprised and impressed by some of the advancements the humans have made in the realms of firearm development. Acting as home to some of the most skilled crafters both humanity and dwarven kind has to offer, Alkenstar has become a veritable pilgrimage destination for inventors, alchemists, architects, and anyone else fascinated by innovation. Situated near the heart of the Mana Waste, which we've already established in this exact same passage, between Nex and Geb, the city of Smog can't easily be reached from any direction using conventional means of travel. Most travelers make their way south through Katapesh and Nex, through the unregulated guides that, though the unregulated guides that serve as escorts on this journey are often as likely to rob their charges as leave them for dead as they are to see them to their destination safely.
One of the safer options is to travel with one of the merchant caravans that carry goods back and forth along the route. Engineers who journey to Smog, seeking fortune, rarely return to their countries of origin, as the gravity and excitement of Alkenstar's industry has a way of holding their attention. I like that. The Factory Fortress. A small fortress in and of itself, the massive factory in the heart of Alkenstar, known as the Gunworks, is the center of firearms manufacturing in the Inner Sea, in case you didn't know that. Although Alkenstar's High Parliament regulate all production of firearms with input from the dwarves of Dongun Hold, several independent manufacturing companies lease space inside the gunworks for their own purposes. While production has doubled in the last several years, allowing a large enough flow of firearms and siege weapons for some minor targeted trading outside of Alkenstar's walls, the gunworks' boundless capacity still leaves significant room for development and expansion. Mechanists toil in myriad sub-levels of the factory, plotting improvements to the massive bombard known as the Maw of Rovagug, experimenting with stronger mixtures of powder and devastating new types of firearms. Each level of the gunworks supports a specific purpose, with deeper basements dug with the help of Dongung Hold's dwarven engineers as the need arises. The level just below the surface is the master stockpile, where the gunworks stores produced firearms for emergency use or special sale. Below that is the shrapnel field, where they test each weapon against rigorous performance standards. Deeper still are the production lines, which house hundreds of workbenches for artisans to construct individual components of a firearm before a foreman assembles the weapon in a separate room, to limit the chance of a rogue worker leaving with full knowledge of the product's creation. The walled structure that resides on top of the complex serves as a secure fortress, allowing for the shipment of orders and monitoring of gunworks as a whole. This security has recently been put to the most strenuous test since the Gorilla King, love that guy, robbed the gunworks in 4690. Keep in mind, the Gorilla King we learned about last week is actually a gorilla who has been awakened by evil demon worshippers because they feel more comfortable having an evil gorilla in charge. Sadly, the entire nation is not gorillas, just the king. I don't make this stuff up. Let's see. Gorilla King, where are we at? Okay. The keepers of the Sky Flame have long protested the decision of Aranak to give Alkenstar the secrets. I didn't know that. Tensions have grown over the last century and beyond, with younger members of the faction plotting to make a firm stand. In 4719, a dozen keepers posing as dwarven contractors from the hold seized control of a bombard near the entrance of the master stockpile and set a match to the vast supply. I hope this isn't spoilers for the adventure. Oh, man. Collapse the exit points for all workers, leaving them trapped. High King Aranak quickly dispatched the workers to dig temporary tunnels for evacuation, while shield marshals responsible for the city's safety mounted just for the... While the fighters defeated the assailants and rescued the survivors, the casualties were in the hundreds, including all but one of the keepers. The surviving assailants accepted full responsibility for the attack, evading any connections that might implicate the keepers as a whole. The High Parliament is still working with High King Aranak to find an agreeable resolution to the incident and address concerns about future attacks. Even without proof, many still suspect members of the Keeper of the Skyflame encouraging the attack. In the interim, trusted Dongun Hold engineers have repaired the gunworks at no cost to Alkenstar, and Dongun Hold has supplemented security around the site with veterans. Oh man, I wonder if that happens in this adventure. I don't know. Let's see. Smoke in the streets. Despite the main source of gunpowder weaponry in the inner seas, firearms are not a universal tool among the citizens of the city-state. Pistols have become a symbol of status among well-appointed in Alkenstar's high society, with prosperous merchants and nobles brandishing their weapons openly to show off garish gold plating and intricately carved ivory handles. In the aristocratic Auburn district of the city, a sub-trade has bloomed, focusing around designing additions to firearms and swapping out fashion pieces for when the style changes or weapons switch owners. This has in turn propelled all manner of business related to customization of firearms, from mounted scopes to bandoliers with mithril straps. For those less fortunate, the quickest way to obtain a firearm is to enlist as a member of the city's primary source of law enforcement, the Shield Marshals. Specially armed with black powder weapons and trained in their use, the Shield Marshals both maintain order within the City of Smog and watch its walls for threats from the Man of Waste. Serving as a Shield Marshal requires extensive commitment, though the pay is well above what most beyond the nobility could expect to earn in any occupation. Still, the authority that comes with wielding a destructive weapon and weight of upholding the law can pose the potential for corrupting influence. A great many among the Shield Marshals have used their position to jockey for more influence, extorting common and noble citizens alike. In 4718, an investigation into missing firearms exposed over 200 Shield Marshals who participated in an organized smuggling ring and a criminal enterprise. The perpetrators were stripped of their rank and exiled to the Mana Waste, leaving the Shield Marshals with a vast shortage of personnel. Though led in name by Iron Master Villain, most Shield Marshals look to High Shield Marshal Armand Menely, a lawful good human gunslinger, as their true commander. Armand holds a seat in Alkenstar's High Parliament, where he serves as a check against both the Grand Duchess and the less scrupulous nobles of the Parliament. The aging lawman argues with a strong voice both for the careful dispensation of firearms to protect the city of Smog and against the ever-growing corruption in the ranks of the Shield Marshals, something he privately suspects is due to the Iron Master's own illicit dealings. He also butts heads frequently with Eliza Baratella, a neutral good female human construct crafter, the designer of the brass guardians that have begun to replace the humanoid guard of Alkenstar. The continuous corruption in the ranks of the Shield Marshals has encouraged Parliament to seek alternatives, and where there is opportunity to be had in the city, there are inventors willing to create solutions, initially creating their own clockwork sentinels to guard against the mutants that crawl out from the separated Ironside quarter. Eliza lobbied for the deployment through the city as supplemental forces against Armand's strenuous objections. The High Parliament approved the motion. Over the last decade, these entities have begun to outnumber their living Shield Marshals, resulting in a typical patrol consisting of multiple brass guardians and a pair of humanoid officers to communicate and provide directives. Despite their touted benefits, these limited constructs are not capable of judging the morality of their orders. Thus, some corrupt Shield Marshals have been able to bolster their efforts of crime with imposing clockwork bodyguards who act decisively with little need for persuasion. Despite reports of Shield Marshals commanding their clockwork escorts to destroy property as a means of extortion, Eliza insists that they are isolated incidents, that the next update to the Guardian mechanics will rectify that. Oh man. Brass Guardians. The creation of magical constructs is exceptionally difficult and foolishly dangerous within most of the Mana Wastes, including the Brass Guardians. Clockwork Guardians designed to serve Alkenstar as guards. However, the sky side half of Alkenstar to the east has largely normal magical function. The Brass Guild creates... That's good to know. There we go. Gonna add that to our wild magic section. I think I have a wild magic section, but I'm just gonna put one here for now because I don't want to lose the momentum that we got going here. Alright. Let's see. For decades, this production has proved effective and functional. However, in the summer of 4719, I've got to confirm when this adventure starts. I must have read somewhere that it was in 4710, but like, I don't know. Rogue Brass Guardians began to reach the guild's ears. Investigation of these years showed evidence of rapid degradation to the magical cortexes of the Clockwork Soldiers. Researchers were able to narrow down that all rogue units had recently patrolled neighborhoods in Smokeside, magically dead sections of the city. A few weeks later, the High Parliament received reports of significant stirring among the mutants of the Waste. Not a believer in coincidence, Eliza Baratella, head of the Brass Guild and creator of the first Brass Guardians, commissioned a task force of her best engineers to see if the Mana Waste are beginning to worsen in a way that could negatively affect creations. The result of the inquiry continued to evolve, but preliminary findings indicate that the fundamental nature of the Mana Waste may be mutating ever more rapidly than the creatures that inhabit it. The degradation of the Brass Guardians processing cores result from an active force, not simply an anti-magic effect, aka wild magic. Around the same time Eliza's task force determined this, the Flesh Forges in Icanis, a nearby city of Nex, spun back to life, ejecting monstrosities unheard of since the rule of Nex's legendary founder. Most of the researchers point to a sudden shift in the Mana Waste's odd properties, but one dissenter posited a more disturbing theory, the imminent return of the Archwizard Nex. For now, Eliza has chosen to keep these developments a secret, but information such as this rarely stays hidden for long. Okay, let's see. What year does Outlaws of Alkenstar take place? Outlaws of Alkenstar. No, that's the real lifetime. Okay, let's see what we got. It doesn't say here. Episode Adventure Path overview, lore and background. Oh, there's a subreddit for Outlaws of Alkenstar? Well, that's handy. Alright. Let's throw this up under resources. Check out. Gonna be running punks in the Founder Keg. I thought I would make a chapter. More fun to add a short chase scene near the bank. Experiences running the Gold Tank Reserve and questions about future scenarios. Podcast. Hellside Battle Map. Ooh, that's cool. That looks really neat. Hey, wait a minute. That was on our list of things we had to make. Hold on. Map. Find Alkenstar City Streets. Bookstore. Scaffolding on Hellwall. Boom. Got it. Nice. Very cool. Alright, well this is going to be a nice little gold nuggie that we found here. Barrel and Bullet Saloon. Menu board. Oh, that's fun. Book 3 advice. Built the whole town in real life. Okay. What free archetypes should you use? How to balance encounters. We're on a party of 3. They don't have any money. Hotfoot Hippodrome. Dance Hall. I mean, I needed a map for it. It's okay. Alright. Let's see. Hippodrome. Up right here. Hotfoot Hippodrome. Dance Hall. Paste. Cool. Did this guy just do all of the work? Let me see. Iceman 012. Let's see. Man, buddy, I don't care about anything else in your life. I just want your outlaw stuff. Alright, so we could definitely farm this for all kinds of good stuff. What's this guy? Edited the official art to make some mutant Mephit tokens. Oh, that's cool. Ooh. I made a landing page mid-session break page for my soon-to-be starting campaign. Really proud of them and so hyped for this campaign. I like those wanted posters. I definitely got wanted posters on my to-do list. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I like how they burned the name right here, Dandies in the Gunsmoke. That's pretty cool. That's good stuff right there. Alright, what else has it got? List of insectile creatures. Okay. Why do we need a list of... Oh, Mana Storm effect table. Interesting. That could be useful. Alright, hold on. Control F, insect. What table are they rolling on? Because I don't see that. I made a list of insectile creatures for when you roll a 2 on the Mana Storm effect. But my 2 says positive energy explodes outwards. I don't actually see anything about summoning insects. I wonder what table they used. I guess I could ask them. Where did you find the Mana Storm effect table you used? This is from 6 months ago, so odds of us getting a response relatively low. We got another menu board. We've got Shoma Lysirius' symbol. That's kind of cool. GM's Guild. Or, sorry, GM Guide. Music recommendations. Ah, okay. Let's see. That's definitely something we need to add to the main prep. Music. Playlists. And sound effects. Post that in there. Oof, what a find. What a find. Chapter 3, Mana Storms. So I am not yet running this book. I can see the Mana Storms apparently only affect... Oh, maybe it's in the book where they go into the Mana Waste. Maybe. Headshot the Rot, Recall Knowledge, free Hellside map. Free map post. Oh, okay. That's alright, I guess. Let's see. I feel like I could probably just have heroic maps fill in the gaps on all that shit. TBH. Let's see. Dishonored Clockwork Soldier Lines. That'd be fun. Book 2. I said I wasn't going to change too much, though. Making Sense of the Grand Duchy of Alkenstar. Content warning, hopefully no spoilers for Alkenstar, but it's likely the thread may contain some spoilers over time. Oh. Spellscar Desert. Verge of the Gods. Gunworks is still... Ah. Okay. So this is changes that they made to it. Which is... I don't want to change too much. Link to the player's guide for the adventure path. Aw. There's really not a lot here. But the stuff that is here is pretty good. I'm just glad there's stuff at all. So that's nice. Alright. Oh, yeah, Darby. I just saw that in chat. My bad. I'm running the Foundry VTT model. Do they have a table for it already? I guess I should check. Let's see. Cradle of Quartz, Mana Storm effects. There we go. All right. Oh, okay. Crawling vermin. There we go. I see. So I have 80 different results for my Wild Surges table. I guess I could add their 20, and then we're really cooking. Strangers to all. Yeah, that would put us at 100. That'd be spicy as hell. Let's see. Oh, I don't think they have a full 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They don't have a full 20. That's kind of lame. Okay. Well, my table's gonna be cooler, so meh. Alright. I don't suppose you know when the adventure takes place, do you? That'd be super cool to know. Let's see. I'm gonna type in the number 47. Nope. So, I don't think it actually tells me when it takes place. Running this adventure path. Player's guide. Languages. Maybe the actual adventure tells me the date when it takes place, and that's why I put 410. Or, sorry, 4710. Let's see. We'll go with book 1. Alright, Control F, 47. Model 47s. Nope. 4710. Nope. I feel like It could be fucking any time. Alright. How about this? We'll look up Pathfinder 2E current in-game year. What is the current year in Pathfinder? Alright. The current date is 22 Erastus 4723 is what this person has to say about it. On this calendar Wikipedia page. At the start of the Rise of the Rune Lords campaign, the date is 4707 Absalon Reckoning, but the current date is considered to be 24 Erastus 423. That would make more sense for all of these historical events to have already happened and not be off in the distant future. So, or 10 years from now. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. So month settings. Erastus. That's like fucking July, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. July in a desert. Oh, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot as hell. Okay. Year setting. Current year. 4723. Save. Alright. And then we're going to advance to Erastus. And then... Alright. We'll go ahead with July 1st. That seems good. That's when we'll have the campaign start. And... Ooh, or we could start towards the end of July so that when they do the heist, it's like dark outside. It kind of makes sense to do the heist when it's dark outside. So we'll set it on the 28th of Friday. Because then Sunday is a bank holiday. There you go. Alright, so we're going to set that as the current date. Cool. And we'll stop advancing time. Alright, excellent. Far as I know, the Galarian timeline follows our IRL timeline. Like, Stolen Fate was released in 2023, so it happens in 4/7/23. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have it happen here. That's what I'll have happen. Let's see. I guess I could check up here at the top, see when this adventure was published. That's really smart, though. Just to have it happen, you know, based on the real lifetime. That's really smart. Let's see. It was published. Okay. When did Outlaws of Alkenstar release? Oh, 2022. Alright, so if we really want to be accurate, we'll go ahead and set it back to 2022. Okay. And save. Alright, cool. So that handles that. Still got quite a bit of prep to do, though. So let's keep going. Alright, where's our gunworks at? That we're reading about. There we go. Alright, Brass Guardians, level of inquiry, continue to evolve, but the preliminary findings indicate the fundamental blah blah blah. Alright, so let's see. The politics of powder. Whew. While those with knowledge of the recent stirrings in Geb and Nex have thus far managed to avoid keeping the information from spreading into wild rumor mongering, Alkenstar is not so remote or isolated that word of the outside world fails to breach its walls. The people of Alkenstar know that they exist wedged between the two magical superpowers of Geb and Nex. Most shield marshals carry at least one magical silver bullet, in their kit when traveling beyond the city's walls, just in case they should encounter a vampire scout or other undead creature sneaking across the border of the Mana Waste. As military activity in the neighboring kingdoms continues to grow, the Grand Duchess has formed an unlikely but politically savvy alliance with the nation of Vidrian. Vidrian has its own struggles with pirates and Shalaxian privateers, but possesses a powerful navy, something the landlocked city of Alkenstar lacks entirely. The two nations have formed an accord wherein Alkenstar provides a small number of cannons and firearms to Vidrian in exchange for Vidrian providing naval escorts for valuable shipments and keeping pressure on Nex and Geb politically to keep their fighting to themselves. Though the two nations are on opposite sides of the continent and separated by a dangerous mountain range, magical communications and shared interest have allowed them to keep this relationship. Gunners of Fortune and Infamy. As the font of most firearms in the inner seas, it is unsurprising that Alkenstar is also the origin of the area's storied gunslingers. While the High Parliament sets rules to contain the acquisitions of firearms, it sets no true rules on who can carry them or leave the city with one in their possession. Theft of the weapons, or simply keeping a service weapon after leaving the Shield Marshals, are a shade more common than actually purchasing one. The knowledge of the formula for gunpowder is much more difficult to obtain, however, as it isn't used outside the secure confines of the gunworks. The Shield Marshals know that without this critical process, a pistol is nothing more than a short club before long. As a result, most gunpowder must be purchased inside Alkenstar or stolen, which keeps gunslingers close to the city of Smog. The most infamous and active of these powder thieves are a trio of vagabonds called the Lovers' Triangle. Castus, a chaotic neutral male human ruffian, is the apparent leader, a former stockboy of the gunworks who decided robbing boats along the Ustrati River was an easier and more entertaining career. Tarluk, the neutral evil male half-elf charlatan, reportedly serves as the Triangle's scout and con artist, luring guards and travelers with stories of attacking mutants and other lies. Elise, a neutral female half-orc gunslinger, acts as the muscle for the group and has warrants for over a dozen murders to her name. Aw, man, are we going to put these guys in the adventure? Because that'd be pretty dope. I mean, I said we weren't going to change the adventure, but, I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if we put these guys in the adventure. Let's throw these guys in here. Let's see. Bonus prep. Maybe add these guys as bounties. Maybe. Anyways, let's get back to prep. It's all prep. Okay. Let's see. The band came together when Castus broke Tarluk and Elise free during a prison transfer years ago, and since then they have continued to plague the merchant routes in and out of Alkenstar. Patterns of robbery and preferred tactics are erratic, fluctuating from hijacking munitions transports bound for Vidrian to stealing food shipments inbound from Geb. Aw, assholes. Further outside the walls of Alkenstar, travelers have reported a seemingly impossible sight of massive goblins, each carrying a makeshift musket. At first, locals suspected they were simply sticks mistaken for firearms at a distance until the Goblin clan opened fire on a barge, their giddy laughter barely audible over the shots. A Shield Marshal patrol was sent to investigate and came back with news that the Goblins call themselves the Powder Teeth clan. The leader of the clan was able to provide a bill of sale for the firearms dated several years ago. The human listed on the bill was a smuggler from Alkenstar, and when the Shield Marshals pressed the Goblins for more information, they revealed that she sold the weapons to the clan for a collection of gems. Later, the Goblins admitted she returned to steal her goods back, underestimating the encampment's security and the speed of which the Goblins would master their new black powder weaponry. No amount of negotiation could convince the Goblins to reveal how they replaced their supply of gunpowder, but Shield Marshals report craters throughout the camp suggesting experimentation. Not all firearm wielders beyond Alkenstar's walls, nor within them, are the nefarious sort. Many Shield Marshals are infuriated by the corruption of some of their peers, and work doubly hard to improve the organization's reputation within the city, while keeping a watchful eye for the actionable proof to bring their corrupt counterparts to justice. Retired guards and Shield Marshals often choose to purchase their service weapons once their tour duty is complete, using the weapon to earn a new life for themselves beyond what a 10-year pension can afford. Dabra Brack, the neutral male half-orc shield marshal, and his partner Beta Bluenack, the lawful neutral female dwarf sniper, run a small adventuring company of such retirees, escorting merchants through the Mana Waste. A helping hand. With the presence of black powder weapons, deadly mutants, and the occasional insurgent attack, serious injuries in Alkenstar are far more common than the magic capable of repairing them. Both Dangun Hold and Alkenstar hold their veterans in high regard. As a result, government supplies veterans wounded line of duty with quality prosthesis. Though Dungan, because you got to have two hands in Pathfinder 2, or you might as well just give up. Aw, you really gonna give Daybreaks what they got? All right, man. I mean, 2 of them died last week, but yeah, that's fair. All right. They used to be living the good life. Now they're just fucking dead. These poor bastards. All right. Let's see. Dwarves versus dwarves. In recent years, human shield marshals recovering from the loss of limb developed various forms of physical therapy and targeted calisthenics, and they've shared these practices with their dwarven allies. It is now fairly common to see mixed groups of humans and dwarven veterans stretching and exercising together near the city perimeter ahead of a daily run or other activity. Younger guards who join in these groups as soon as they begin their recovery from a traumatic injury sometimes find themselves able to return to full duty within a few short months. Oh, that's nice. Innovators in a new age. All of the skill and proliferation of Alkenstar's mechanisms would be irrelevant without the genius of the inventors who create them. The city of Smog attracts the finest engineering minds in the inner seas, as well as adventurers looking to own their craft among the symphony of clicking gears and drumming pistons. Craftwork devotees to clockwork items, alchemical solutions, and even prosthetic limbs, ready for fitting, line the gilded streets of the Auburn district. The clockwork guardians and those brass guardians stand at each street corner. The methodical tick of their systems a quiet reminder of Alkenstar's technological progress. The Greaseblood Infirmary, despite the unpleasant name, is a building where the unfortunate flock, founded by Adric Slatejoint, a neutral good male dwarf physician, and Tanra Slatejoint, a male dwarf engineer. The infirmary is the foremost development of prosthetic limbs in Alkenstar, husbands from Dangun Hold. The Slatejoints use a dual solution of alchemy and clockwork to treat patients, healing those sickened from the fumes of the city's thousands of chimneys and replacing appendages lost in factory accidents. Though the expense of the treatments can be high, patients pay only what they can afford. Tanra comes from an old dwarven aristocracy and is always prepared to use his family's fortune to cover any losses that the infirmary incurs. Though the high quality of the facility's prosthetics makes it a preferred vendor for the aristocracy, it's incredibly rare for the infirmary's operating budget to exceed its income. While Alkenstar has no shortage of clockwork engineers, none have the prestige or funding as Professor Radpole, hell yeah, lawful neutral male gnome inventor. The scientist came to Alkenstar decades ago focusing on the study of clockwork automations as a way to stave off the bleaching. Amen, brother. Amen. As a fellow gnome, I live in constant fear of the bleaching. Though none of his designs ever reached open market, he garnered the attention of Grand Duchess Rhyssia, who has since financed his work exclusively. 10 years of silence passed before the professor emerged, unveiling the Black Ephemeron, a massive creation of ebony steel that stands over the raised bailey of Alkenstar Castle in a taciturn watch. No one can deny the imposing presence of the construct, yet few have witnessed it ever move, leading to accusations that the functionality is merely an illusion. As Professor Radpole makes no public appearances nor publishes any academic papers, he has not yet refuted the claims. That sounds so cool. With the lack of grain and other produce available in Alkenstar, horses have proven to be a difficult commodity to provide for, even among the wealthy of the city's elite. Racing has become a prestigious sport, with room for alternative solutions to feeding the athletic steeds. Capitalizing on this demand, Jamiria Bronzehoof, a halfling inventor, cornered the market on clockwork horse racing, lobbying an evolution of the sport, revolving around the optimization of artificial steeds. Jockeys require a different set of skills than normal horse racers, birthing a separate pool of athletes than those who compete in other regions of the inner seas. The optimization of clockwork mounts, as well as the talented riders who can manipulate them, has become an obsession in circles of the elite. Riders with a knack for piloting artificial steeds have quickly become the commodity in the Sea of Smog, allowing well-to-do patrons to fund contesting teams in the lucrative racing cups that serve as the entertainment for rich and poor spectators alike. So technically, my dinosaur solution still works, but the dino trade would probably be in danger of being overrun or run out. I don't know. People always need meat, though. I don't know. But I guess there wouldn't be a lot of, like, cattle because they don't have any grain. So you would just be feeding meat-eating dinosaurs to other meat-eating dinosaurs? Question mark? Maybe, like, fisheries? Like, that could work. You feed, like, your meat-eating dinosaurs from, like, fisheries. I think that could work. Alright. Dongung Dwarf Ancestry Feats. These are only available for special dwarves from Dongung Hold or Alkenstar. Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Dwarven idioms of Dongung Hold. Dwarves developed their own unique sayings from their time sequestered in the caverns of Sakamina, and their cultural diffusion within Alkenstar. Mana waste monster meat? I'm going to be honest, Tom, I don't think you should feed that to your dinosaur. I think that's a big mistake. That's how you get mutant dinosaurs. Let's see. Ancillary magnet. A person who winds up taking all the credit while not necessarily trying to do so. Between blobs and zombies. Oh, that's nice, because flesh warpers and undead. Facing the choice of two terrible options. While the Nation of Nex isn't quite as evil as Geb, it didn't help the Dungan Dwarves. No, they're pretty evil. Flesh warping's pretty evil. I gotta say that. I don't think that's okay. Nose. A firearm barrel. Nosy, too quick to solve problems with a gun. Okay, powder my nose. Reload my black powder firearm. Taking Aronnax's wager. Extending trust and making oneself vulnerable to earn trust, often involving thrusting oneself into uncomfortable social situation. Originally used narrowly and meant as a positive, keepers of the Skyflame have begun to use it more broadly and negatively to mean making a foolish wager or bargain. I'm going to send these to Scarlet, the only dwarf among 10 players right now. So let me do that before I forget. Let's see. All right, and let's see what else we got. And that's it. All right, we finished our homework. So, purchase and read the book. We did it. All these things need to be made. The players need to be made aware of them. So we will have to add that to a player's guide. Wild magic. Apparently there is a part of the city that has functioning stuff there. That's cool. Oh, we got wild magic down here at the bottom. So let me grab this. I'll add that to our wild magic section down here. All right. And then we have our wild surges table that we made. Okay. Let's see. While, like, mutant dinosaurs, I feel like they're dealing with a lot of mutants already. I don't know if they want too many mutant dinosaurs running around town. But, let's see. Okay. I think we're in a good place now. Oh, we gotta change our rosters, too. So, High Noon now has, as a 5th player, Lexaeus. Lexaeus? We had to lose Orf, which sucks. Orf was kind of like the quarterback of my Sunset team. But shit happens. We added Spoon. And then we added Scottrick, who I haven't gotten a chance to do a long campaign with Scotric, only one-shots every once in a while, so I'm pretty excited about that. I still think it's going to be a more silly group, this group right here, just because Leah's in it, and she's a goofball. Alright, we got Wild Magic document. Okay, so, we already worked our way through book 1. So now, it's time for book 2. Alright, so, let me check our PDFs, and we want book 2. Okay. I'd like book 2 to open. There we go. Alright, I'm going to slide this over here. Look at that. Look at that little halfling. He's so cute. Oh my God, I love him so much. Alright. Book 2 is called Cradle of Quartz, which is just a really cool name for an adventure. I'm very happy about that. Alright. So this is Punks in a Powder Keg. So now we go down to here. And it's book 2. Cradle of Quartz. Alright. And we do the dish. Alright. So, what is happening here? We got the Spell Scar Deserts. We got the Cloud Reaver Keep. We got Alkenstar. We got a lot of weird shit here. I want to see how this plays with what we got already. So we got Cradle of Quartz. I'm gonna edit the I'm gonna edit the folder. I'm gonna put a number 2 next to it. There we go. And we'll make this a different color red. There we go. I can see it. That's all that matters. Alright, so we'll go in here and let's check out the Spellscar Deserts. It is all labeled. Okay. I assume the party's going to know that it's labeled. Hopefully there's nothing like secret here. There's a landing page. That's pretty cool. That's cool, I guess. I don't think we really need that, though. Like, I don't think we need this landing page either. Even though it does look pretty cool. I mean, it's not really necessary. We've got another Alkenstar City of Smog map. I don't know how different that this is from what we already have. Like, do we really need both? I think they're kind of the same. I'd sort of like to just combine them all into one, if possible. Temple of Bree, Final Prospect. Yeah, so I don't know if the third book is going to have more to it or what. But I think they're... Oh, yeah. So they have different locations. So we will have to, like, mash them all together into one map, I guess. Feels weird to, like, switch maps each chapter, but I guess it's not that, or each book, but I guess it's not a big deal if somebody else has already set it up for us. And then we got this lovely picture of Alkenstar, which actually looks pretty cool. And then we got this cool picture of Hellside, which is also a map for the Donkey Kong minigame. Alright. So, then we've got the original scenes, which we're going to delete to save space. So let me delete all of these guys. Okay. Alright, back to the adventure then. There we go. Okay. No. Alright. So there are dinosaurs. It says Dinosaur Uplands. Oh man, just thinking about it. You can copy and paste journal pins. That's a good idea. Just grab all of them, paste them onto the other maps, and then, you know, move them around as necessary. Okay. So here's the problem. I read the first book before we started this prep series, so I was able to move kind of quick through it because I had read it. But I'm going to make a confession to you. I haven't read books 2 and 3 yet because I'm not a very good reader. I do have them on my iPad. I should probably just sit down and read them, but they're like 100 pages each, and I'm trying my best here. So we're going to try and use other techniques to get through this that is like, how we got through college. So what you're saying is there were dinos in the Mana Waste? I guess there are dinos in the Mana Waste that ate bad meats. I guess so. So here's the breakdown of Book 2. Chapter 1, The High Priest Puzzle! Oh my god, Cadenex is going to be so happy. Alright. And then we've got Chapter 2, Searching the Spell Scar. Alright. Oh, I just heard back from Scarlet. She said, I'm definitely using Powder My Nose. So there you go. It's good that we read that book. We gave our player immersion. Okay. So, Chapter 3, The Cradle of Quartz, which is the name of the book. And then Chapter 4 is The Steaming Kingdom, which is not, they're pretty good at naming stuff. I'm going to say The Steaming Kingdom. I don't think anything should be called steaming. I just don't think that's a good adjective for anything. All right, but what's happening here? In Chapter 1, after learning a High Priest of Bree reversed engineered the formula for Pyronite, the player characters track down the missing man to determine what kind of formula exactly was leaked to their adversaries. There's just one problem. No one has seen Alaman Kosawana in days. To figure out where the cleric is, the party investigates his trap-laden workshop. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. This is the second or third, and I think this is the third time we've had to investigate an artificer and their trapped workshop. Pretty sure this is the third time we've had to do that. Not saying that they're running out of ideas, but I am saying that I'm pretty sure we've already done this. Not a problem for me, because, somebody else has already done all the work, but I'm just saying, could be a little bit more interesting. Chapter 2, Searching the Spell Scar. Olaman Kosawana fled to the Cradle of Quartz, a remote Breite shrine in the middle of the Spell Scar desert east of Alkenstar. To get to the Forgotten Shrine, the party must convince a washed-up airship captain, of course, that the trip is worth it. When a freak mana storm brings the airship crashing into the desert sands, railroading, but I approve, the characters must travel through the cursed desert on foot. Phenomenal content. Might as well be a Brendan Fraser mummy movie at this point. It just gets better and better. Alright, so let's put that in there. Boop. 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 Alright. The Cradle of Quartz. Within the crystalline Breite shrine called the Cradle of Quartz, the player characters encounter monstrous adversaries and confounding puzzles! As they search for Olaman Kosawana. Alright, so a dungeon. I like that. Dungeon. Dungeons are my favorite thing to run as a DM because the players are in the dungeon. They've agreed to go to the dungeon and do the dungeon. There's no curveballs. They're just in the dungeon. It's great. The Steaming Pile of Kingdom. Yep, the Charleston Steamer Kingdom. Yep, that's it's not a good adjective. Chapter 4, the Big Stinky Steaming Pile of Kingdom. The party returns to Alkenstar to face their old adversary, Ambrose Mugland. The Wicked Mogul is sending a gang of mercenaries called the Gilded Gunners to test their Pyronite formula on a vault of a speakeasy called the Steaming Kingdom. We gotta change the name. We gotta change the name. I can't do it. By intercepting the gunners and following them to their hideout, the characters can finally corner their arch enemy. So here's my problem with arch enemy Ambrose Mugland. To the best of my knowledge, Ambrose made no appearance at all in the first book other than you robbing his bank. I like my bad guys to be around. You know what I'm saying? Ambrose Mugland. I don't even think this dude got a fucking character sheet. Let's see. Ambrose. Ambrost. My bad. Ambrost Mugland. Alright, he's notable. He has a grudge. Oh, this is the player's guide. My bad. That's he's mentioned a lot here, but let's see if he's shows up in the first adventure very much. Alright, 2 of the demonstrations attendees weren't content. That was Ambrose. Ambrose is there. He wants to steal the formula, but the players don't know. He's teamed up with Loveless. They kind of know. He's mentioned in the book. He's mentioned in the second book. He's mentioned in the player's guide. He's mentioned here. Okay. Let's see. You rob his bank. They say he's despicable, but I feel like he's just so unknown. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there needs to be something where you see what a real son of a bitch he is, you know? You see what a real asshole. While escorting Vashon Gattleby to the safe house, the party discovered there are many others out there besides Ambrose. And that's it. So, like, they act like he's, like, their super rival, you know? Like, ooh, the Steeping Kingdom. I like that, Dom. That's good. Let's change that. Well, we'll find out what the Steaming Kingdom's about, because maybe it's a club where you get shit on, and then the name is, like, actually really good, and we don't want to change it. So anyways, my argument here is I don't really feel that he is, like, their nemesis. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get a chance to, like, be a bad guy. We gotta have moments to be a bad guy. They do get shot at in the first book by Loveless, which is pretty cool. But there's nothing for, like, Mugland to do. You know, I feel like Mugland needs a little more screen time. So we'll have to figure that one out. Let's see. Oh, we're out of music again. Hold on. Let's see. We could check out this list of recommended music up here. Music recommended. What do you got for us? I'm running Outlaws. I want some music. Here is a mood playlist, a quiet ambient playlist, and a combat playlist. Spotify. Oh no. I don't even have a Spotify account. I'm so old and out of it. This site is trying to open Spotify. Okay. Just play it. Am I going to get ads? Start listening with a free account. Damn it. Alright. I don't want a Spotify account right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so old and set in my ways. Let's see. My top picks are Borderlands 2, Red Dead Redemption. Alright, we'll check out some Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 music. Borderlands 2 relaxing music. Alright. Let's see. It says Pandora music and ambience for relaxing and studying. Alright, we'll see what happens. Getting back to the story at hand. There we go. Advancement tracker. So, the party should be 4th level when they begin this adventure. The party should be 5th level before they begin looking for the airship pilot at the start of Chapter 2. The party should be 6th level when they reach the Cradle of Courts. Final Fantasy VII, spin your sword above your head, you leveled up. Oh, that's good. After they rob him, he gets revenge on them. Oh, maybe he kills one of Scarlet's, like, orphans. Oh, that'd be fucking cool, man. Alright. I want him to be a real son of a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Advancement tracker. For book 2. There we go. The party will be level 8 at the end of this adventure. Damn, is like book 3 just like chalkers? Because I thought this only went to like level 10. So, we'll see. Alright, weird magic. Alkenstar was founded in the ruined lands. Oh, we're picking up the momentum here. Alkenstar was founded in the ruined lands between Nex and Geb, in spite and perhaps because of the regional phenomena. Thankfully for the city's inhabitants, protective walls and magical forecasts have largely mitigated the most troubling aspects of spellcasting. What a coward's approach. What an absolute baby. You take the coolest part of this setting and you just strip it down so that your players could feel like they have more options. Disgusting. I'm fucking disgusted. Naturally, however, the same can't be said for the vast haunted waste beyond the city's borders. In this adventure, the characters step foot outside the relative safety of the city of Alkenstar and into the perilous spell-scarred desert, one of the mana waste's most magically disturbed subregions. Here, as never before, they'll encounter dangerous, terrifying, and downright strange places and denizens. For many, the outright weirdness of the mana waste is exactly what makes the place so appealing. Chapter 2 of Cradle of Courts includes numerous bizarre situations and encounters for the party to overcome, and the Spellscar Desert article on page 66 includes dozens more whimsical characters, locations, and ideas for you to seed into the party's wastelands wandering as you like. Of course, you should feel free to drop in your own outlandish ideas too. Oh, should I? Alright. In fact, if you've been waiting for a chance to incorporate your wildest, wackiest ideas into Pathfinder Adventure Path, the party's foray into the Spellscar is the prime opportunity. Well, I did say I was going to run the adventure raw, and the raw adventure just told me to fuck shit up. So that's what we're going to have to do to keep this adventure raw, baby. It's not my choice. I'm just doing what I'm told. Just trying my best here. Alright, let's keep going. Chapter 1. The High Priest... Hey, what's up? Okay, I was informed that dinner's ready. I'm going to eat dinner, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to keep going. So... we're going to stop here at Book 2, Chapter 1, High Priest Puzzle, and then I will come back and we'll continue to map this out until we hit our 4-hour mark. Alright, so I'll be back in probably about 15 minutes or so. So, hope everybody, if you want to come back and hang out in 15 minutes, I'll be back in 15 minutes. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.